The road to a Virginia State title runs through Leesburg yet again today. The Sherando Warriors travel from Stevens City, Virginia, a leap over the Blue Ridge Mountains to do battle with the Tuscarora Huskies. Welcome in, folks. It's your usual cast of characters again tonight. Sean Pambuki and Ronan Haycoop and myself, Aiden Butler, for what's sure to be a good one. Tuscarora, the first seed, Sherando, the fourth. The winner will advance to the region final.
And Aiden, again, like you said, the most important thing you said was this is home territory for the Tuscarora Huskies. We are here on North King Street for this one. The Tuscarora Huskies have not lost a game in conference at home since 2019, Aiden. This team has been on a tear for many years now. The Tuscarora Huskies obviously lost in the state championship last year, fresh off that with a chip on their shoulder, and are tearing their way up through the playoffs, Aiden.
Again, we talked about it the last game a lot, touched on it a lot, how maybe Tuscarora, they were just so short of, they just tripped at the finish line essentially in that state final, so you have to reckon they're even more locked in for it this time around.
Yep, and Aiden, Lindsey Mullen, who was the pitcher for the Tuscarora Huskies, will be in the pitching circle tonight. And you just got to think, Aiden, 7 strikeouts away from 600. That's coveted number. For those who don't understand the significance of that number, imagine 1,000 points in your high school career in basketball.
As we get set to go here, number 2, Abby Vadnaeus to lead off for the Warriors. Ronan, as you just said, in the circle for the Huskies, it's Lindsey Mullen. Let's ride the Huskies and the Warriors as Mullen winds up, delivers. Nicks the far edge of the plate, no, just off it, the ump says, and it's a 1-0 count in the early going for Vadnaeus, playing center field today for the Warriors. Sherando adorned red pants, black jerseys, white accented lettering and numerals. The Huskies, they're back with the blue and gray pinstripes.
Gotta love the blue and gray pinstripes, Aiden.
Blue lettering and numerals as well. As this one's popped up, drifting into foul territory and over the fence, up and to the left. Make it a 1-1 count for Vadnaeus in the early going.
And going into this game, you would have expected to see Lindsey Mullen coming out and pitching just because this game is a winner-go-home. If Tuscarora does win this, then they do advance on to states automatically, regardless if they lose in the regional championship. So pitching Lindsey here is very important for the Huskies' success.
As Vadnaeus tried to go small ball with that latest pitch, but instead just popped it into the opposing batter box. Interesting battle in the early going as Mullen, a right-handed pitcher, against Vadnaeus, the left-handed hitter. It's a 1-2 count early on for Vadnaeus. Mullen kicks, fires, curves it back through, and got her looking. Mullen's 12 strikeouts in their win over the Vikings. She's already got her first today.
Yeah, Aiden, and just to put it in perspective, when a Sherando batter steps up to the plate, they have a mere 7.4% chance of getting on base. Mullen comes into this one with an ERA below 0.5, sitting at about 0.3, Aiden.
As this one's going to be golfed and down in shallow right center. So just like that, a runner is aboard. Madison Harris, first pitch she sees, and it's a leadoff single.
And Madison Harris, a big member of this batting lineup, batting an even 500 with an OBP of 585, 3 home runs, and has the most extra base hits on this team with 19. So girls like Harris are going to have to get cooking here early for the Sherando Warriors.
Number 4, Kayla Grum, now at the dish for the Warriors. Lays down a bunt, lays it down right towards third. Throw to first is there. Throw back down to second. The tag, it's in time! Double play for the Huskies. The put out at first and then caught stealing at second.
And Aiden, that's something the Sherando Warriors cannot do. If you're going in that dugout, you have to realize how good this Tuscarora team is, and you can't be getting these self-inflicted wounds, especially this early into the game. They're going to have to settle in here.
Let's recap that real quick, just of how impressive it was. Olivia Brunn's perfect instincts comes all the way up from her third base spot, lets the bunt roll right into the glove, easy as you like, delivery to first, and a heads-up play by Hackman gets it to second base for the tag out there of Madison Harris. Kind of got stuck between a rock and a hard place as she overran second. But the Huskies, they get themselves out of the first, and in a big way, double play ends it. Still scoreless after the top of the first. We welcome you back from that brief respite from the middle of the first. Still scoreless here as we head to the home side of the opening inning. Number 15, Lily Wools, the second baseman for the Huskies, to lead off the inning. In the circle for the Warriors, right-handed pitcher, number 14, Lillian Ray.
And Ray comes into this one 13-4 on the season with an ERA of 2.45. Certainly the Warriors' ace.
And that one off the arm of Wools. And what does the home umpire say? They're going to say that's a foul ball. Can't tell if it hit right at the base of the bat. And, if it popped her on the hands are technically part of the bat in that situation.
I don't like the foul ball call. I think, if anything, Lily Wolf's failed to get out of the way of the softball, Aiden.
Normally, I'm never the type of guy to put my input in when a questionable call happens, but I'm pretty sure that did hit the hand, but I still can't argue. Definitely has a better vantage point than me.
As Wools takes the second pitch for a ball. 1-1 count now for Lily Wools. Ray winds up and fires. 3 straight balls, all high in the zone, all landing in nearly the same spot. Of course, the first time instead it was blocked by the hands of Lily Wools. She's ahead 2-1 in the count now.
And Ray has to settle in here early. He's got to get that fastball working. You'd like to see her keep it a little bit lower on these strong hitters for Tuscarora.
So it looks like that was going to be called. They're going to call that ball 4. So Lily Wools with an opening free pass to first. Because we could have sworn on that first pitch the ump said foul ball. It wasn't a hit by pitch, but he still called it a ball from the looks of it.
I believe what happened is it struck her forearm, yet the forearm was still across. She didn't make any attempt to move out of the way of the softball, therefore it's just a ball.
As next up, the left-handed hitter, Mary Hackman, the first baseman for the Huskies today, takes the first offering for a ball, a 1-0 count. 75 degrees and sunny, a near cloudless sky here, as Hackman swings on it, and it's up to the left, lofts it foul all the way, 1-1 count. Tuscarora comes into this one 21-2 on the season, undefeated in district competition, 15-0 on a 12-game win streak led by head coach Bridget Kemp, as same pitch, near same result as another one that's sent up left and foul. Counts 1-2 with a runner on at first in Lily Wools. Still no outs down for the Huskies in the early going. Meanwhile, Sherando, they're led by head coach Mark Connor. They're 15-8 on the season, the 4 seed coming into this one. A riser that rises high. The catcher, Kayla Grum, stands up to reach it. Around the Warriors infield, it's Santana Puller at first, Allison Williams at second, Kendra Shunta at third. And Madison Harris is the shortstop as the 2-2 cut on and lofted foul. Say what you will about this at-bat sequence. Hagman's at least finding contact. Stays a 2-2 count. In left field, Anna Burst, Abby Vedneas at center field, and Madeline Cox in right field for the Warriors defense. Instead, this one will be in play. Harris says, my ball, and it is a pop out on the infield and 1 out down.
And Hackman has been one of Tuscarora's strongest hitters, the 3rd highest batting average on the team with a .413 batting average as well. Is hitting 14 doubles and 2 triples. She's been a potent hitter for the Tuscarora Huskies, yet on those right-handers, she's just a little late on the fastball. We saw that in the last one against Valenti of the Loudoun Valley Vikings. Need to get that one around and put it in play.
As Shiver takes an off-speeder to start. Finds the strike zone for an 0-1 count with 1 out down. Shiver started out 0 for 2 in their game prior against the Vikings as she fouls that one off up into the right for strike 2, an 0-2 count, but then really caught fire at the end of the day. 2 hits in her last 2 at-bats, brought across a run as well. And was later scored herself to put the proverbial nail in the coffin in the Husky win.
And that's what separates good hitters from great hitters, and that's that ability to persevere through and just know that, hey, what I'm doing is working. I don't need to change anything regardless of what's going on at this exact moment. I'm going to persevere and find those hits later on.
Third pitch of Shivert's at bat well off the plate. Shivert, a right-handed hitter. The Delaware University commit. Oh, nearly gave the third base line a new coat of paint. That one's a line drive foul. Will stay a 1-2 count.
And one thing I always like to mention about Shiver is how she has so many stolen bases, has the most in Tuscarora history. But another crazy stat that I found is Abby Veneas, is only a sophomore and has 23 stolen bases for the season. Just an absurd number, and especially at only a sophomore.
As a breaking ball outside, Shiver may want that one back as she reached on it swinging, and there's 2 outs down.
Now up for the Huskies, number 4, Audrey Stell.
As you hear over the PA system there, number 4, Audrey Stell, the right fielder for Tuscarora, will make her first appearance at the dish tonight. That first offering is going to be popped up in foul territory, but over the fence all the way, strike 1.
And we saw this against the Vikings, Aiden, that slow start from the Tuscarora Huskies, just not getting quality at-bats, not seeing a lot of pitches, not making those in the circle work for it. Going to have to see a little bit more from that for the Tuscarora Huskies.
That ball off the plate, 1-1 count. Still in the win over the Vikings, reached once on a fielder's choice, popped out once, flew out once, and reached on a walk late in the game as takes the third gift from Ray, and it's off the plate as well, 2-1 count. Ray wheels and deals. Instead, that one's going to be golfed right into the waiting embrace of Lillian Ray. No hits, no errors. Husky leave Wolves stranded after a lead-off walk. After that, it was 3 up, 3 down. Still scoreless here after the first full inning between the Huskies and the Warriors. Short work for both teams in the first inning. We head to the second as leading off in the cleanup spot for the Warriors, number 42, Santana Puller, the third baseman for the Warriors. Mullen a strikeout to start the last inning, and then just a great sequence as that one rolls across the dirt for ball 1, well inside, a 1-0 count. Meanwhile, expert defense and teamwork by the Tuscarora infield, a double play that ended it. 1-0 for Puller. Mullen lets it fly, swung on, reached on as well, and a miss. Be a 1-1 count for Puller. Lindsey Mullen in 6 full innings of work against the Vikings, 12 strikeouts, only 1 hit, 1 ball, and 1 hit by pitch. Same pitch, same result, a cut and a miss. And strike 2, man, that movement can really play with your mind as a hitter.
Especially when Lindsey Mullen, you can get into those mid-60 ranges with her fastball. So working that off speed just shows.
1-2 count. Puller thinks better of it this time. Instead, it'll be a 2-2 count. The shadows elongate here from Tuscarora Softball Park in Leesburg, Virginia. 2-2 pitch. Cut on and miss. Strikeout number 2 for Mullen already.
And just 5 away from that 600 now, Aiden.
Next up in the order, it's time for some pitcher-on-pitcher violence. Number 14, Lillian Ray. Right-handed pitcher versus right-handed hitter, who is also a pitcher. Mullen wheels and deals. In the bucket, strike 1. Already 1 out down as Ray comes to the dish. Keep talking about how the Huskies, their last action came very recently, a 9-0 victory over the Vikings. Cut and a miss, and it's an 0-2 count for Ray. Sherando, their last meeting came almost a week ago on May 23rd. In their district championship, they fell to James Wood 10-5. They can get past the Huskies today, and if Loudoun Valley can't get the job done, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes in that sequence for Mullen.
Now up for Sherando, number 13, Caden Long.
As I was saying, the winner of this, you'll hear us talk about it as this, we'll touch on it a lot, as the winner of this one will play on Thursday, face the winner of Loudoun Valley or James Wood. I think you know the scenario that the Warriors are hoping for. As next one up, Jada Long takes the first pitch for strike 1, the designated player, number 13 for the Warriors.
And Long is one of 4 batters in this Sherando lineup over 400. And
Off
Mullen
speeder inside, nicks the near edge, strike 2.
And Mullen making short work of these plus 400 batters.
It was 11 straight hitters surrendered against, as that one's popped up foul. I am going to double check that real quick just to be sure. It was 11 straight hitters retired in their win against the Vikings before anyone got on base. 9 of them were strikeouts. 0-2 count. Mullins kicks, delivers. Did she go? They're going to say no. Didn't cross the plate. So ball 1 and a 1-2 count. Didn't even need to check with the first base umpire on that one. Mullen looking to put the top of the second to bed as this one's going to be popped up and playable. A flash of the leather, and that one is secured by Mary Hackman. 3 up, 3 down go the Warriors in the top of the second. Still scoreless here between the Huskies and the Warriors. No hits, no errors, no one left stranded, and most importantly for Tuscarora, no runs after the top of the second. Mullen just made short work in the top of the second. Now she'll have her first appearance at the plate tonight, batting 5th in the order for the Huskies. And let's see how the Warriors go about this, as she was intentionally walked twice against the Vikings. One of those in a bases-loaded situation that led to a run coming across. Instead, they will let Mullins bat. First pitch she sees is cut on and missed for strike 1. Some more pitcher-on-pitcher violence. So Ray was struck out by Mullen in the top of the second. Now Ray has the opportunity to strike out Mullen. 0-1 is cracked on and lofted up to the right and over the fence foul.
And Aiden Mullen fighting to get to that home run single-season record, just 4 away from breaking that record for the Tuscarora Huskies.
Magic number is 11. Mullen has 7 so far this season, but down in the count 0-2 lets that one be. Well off the plate, down and away, counts 1 and 2. Mullen 1 of 2, as that one's going to be skied and playable. Who's got it? And the second baseman juggled it for a moment, but bounced it off the leg. Allison Williams coming all the way over from second, right on the doorstep of first to make the play. And there is out number one of the inning.
Pounced out of the glove, Aiden. Caught it with her hand, dropped it, knocked it out, hit it up with the glove onto her thigh and grabbed it with her bare hand. What a great heads-up play there from Williams to avoid the error.
It shouldn't be too much longer until the entire field is eclipsed in shadow, but right over there, right behind first where the play was made. Still a little bit of sun peeking through there. As Grace Petruzzi, the shortstop, on now for Tuscarora. Ray kicks, fires, first pitch just on the top shelf of the zone as it comes to rest. 1-0 count for Petruzzi.
Yeah, as you're saying, Aiden, it's always not a fun experience to be a right fielder here at Tuscarora High School.
Line up the pitch, same result, going to be called ball 2. Petruzzi, a right-handed hitter. As Ray makes the adjustment, drops it in the hatch for a strike. 2-1 count now for Petruzzi. The 2-1 waved and missed. Went early, did Petruzzi there. Their win against the Vikings had a hit by pitch to score a run in the first inning, and then a big-time 2 RBI double in the 6th inning to really help write an end to that one. Cut and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Lillian Ray, and just like that, 2 outs down. The defense has been the name of the game early on for both teams.
And we saw, I hate keeping to mention the last game, but this reminds me so much of Loud Valley, Aiden, is that slow start that's just frustrating for the Tuscarora Huskies because you know what they're capable of from the dish.
Hannah Schmidl on now, the left fielder. Drop ball that drops out just shy of the zone. 1-0 count for Schmidl. As a college softball World Series became recently set in stone, a riser that's out of the zone for a 2-1 count. All starts on Thursday. You've got 5th seed Alabama against 4th seed Tennessee. Oklahoma State v. Florida State. That's a 6 and 3 seed respectively. Schmidl taps that one off, foul behind the backstop. Strike 1, a 2-1 count. 9-seeded Stanford taking on 1st seed Oklahoma. 56 and 1 are the Sooners. And then 7th-seeded Washington against 15th-seeded Utah. I see nothing but must-watch television there.
I see a lot of Pac-12 without a lot of Arizona State, unfortunately, Aiden. It's been great to see how the brand of the College Softball World Series has changed in recent years, obviously spearheaded by teams like the 56 and 1 Oklahoma Sooners, or last year's Oklahoma Sooners, or last year's Texas Longhorns. All great teams, and as you said, Aiden, must-watch television doing wonders for the game.
As Hannah Schmidl on a 2-2 swings at it, it's popped out towards third, and the Huskies are retired in order. As we just alluded to, it's the defense early on between both teams. No hits, no errors, no runs scored. Still scoreless after a full 2.
The top of the 3rd inning, it's number 20.
Top of the 3rd. Here we come as Anna Burst, the left fielder, number 20 for the Warriors, to lead off Lindsey Mullen. She's had herself a fine start so far. She looks to emulate that here in the top of the 3rd inning. Warriors so far have only gotten one runner on. It was Madison Harris with a 1-out single in the first. Tuscarora managed to get Lily Wools on with a leadoff walk. Neither team's really gotten past second. That one, a chopper right towards third, cross diamond throw, easy as you like, 5-3 ground out, and 1 out down.
And Madison Harris being the only one getting on base for the Warriors, isn't that surprising when you hear that she has an OBP of .583?
Olivia Bruns made the delivery to Hackman. The 8-spot hitter, Madeline Cox, the right fielder, and number 27 for the Warriors. Her first plate appearance of the day. Carves the plate there, does Mullen. Strike 1. Movement got her to freeze there. 0-1 count, 1 out down. Mullen kicks, fires. A little too close for comfort for Cox. That one well inside. She had to jump back from that one. Counts 1-1 with 1 out. Mullen kicks, fires, cut on and miss, strike 2. 1-2 count, 1 out down now for Cox. As the sun continues to set over Leesburg, the 1-2 offering down the hatch, called strike 3. Strikeout 4 on the day for Mullen. And 2 outs down. As on steps Kendra Shunta to round things out in the 9 spot, number 1 for the Warriors, playing third base today. Had the out that ended the bottom of the second. The entire order would be surrendered if she cannot get on base here. Breaking ball well off the plate. Gloved by Mackenzie Freeze in the opposing batter box. Just dawned on me, these innings have gone so quickly, we have yet to do a proper introduction of the Tuscarora defense. Lays down the bunt, but can't locate it. Strike 1. 1-1 count. Olivia Bruns occupies third. Lily Wools at second. Mary Hackman at first. Grace Petruzzi is the shortstop. And in the outfield, it's Hannah Schmidl at left field, Lily Shivert at center, and Audrey Stell in right. Exact carbon copy lineup of their victory the other day. Wave and a miss. Strike 2. Make it a 1-2 count with 2 outs down for Kendra Shunta. Mullen looking to make quick work again of the Warriors. Kicks, fires that one. A roller right towards third. Called fair. Cross diamond throw is there again. Another 5-3 punch out, and the Warriors are put down in order. No hits, no runs, no errors. Still scoreless after 2.5. We move to the middle of the third. Still scoreless between the Warriors and the Huskies.
Leading off for the Huskies.
Be the 8-spot hitter leading off for Tuscarora as we move to the home side of the third. Olivia Bruns, the third baseman. 2 decent putouts at the top of the third to bring us to this situation. Huskies have only had 1 base runner so far today. Bruns takes the first offering below the zone, 1-0 count. .0 is lofted, playable on the infield, and it looks like, oh, and it's dropped by Puller. Looked like an easy out for the defense, but instead Puller just couldn't corral it, and so Bruns reaches on an infield E3.
Number 1,
And that might just be the spark the Tuscarora Huskies needed, Aiden. A little breeze to the defense here, and you got your 8 batter on. If Freeze can get on base here, that brings up the top of the order with 2 runners on.
As Freeze shows bunt, sets it up right down the first base line. The throw there is in time, but here comes a throw back to second, not in time. Back in standing up is Bruns. So a sacrifice bunt by Freeze pushes Bruns into second.
And this is exactly what you want, Aiden, the top of your order with a runner in scoring position. That, of course, being Olivia Bruns occupying second.
1 out down with 1 runner on second. First time the Huskies have had a runner in scoring position today as Wolves swings on a high pitch. It's directly back and foul. And an 0-1 count with 1 out down.
Forget about the Huskies, Aiden. That's the first time we've seen a runner in scoring position all day, except for the 5 seconds that, Vadness was on base at second before getting caught stealing.
I believe it's actually Harris that was the base runner in that situation. Next pitch taken for a ball, 1-1 count for Wolves. Was the first base runner for the Huskies of the day is that one. A hard clack into the fence for strike 2, a 1-2 count. Got on board with a walk, but was left stranded back in the first. Down the count with a 1-2. Does have a favorable batting average this year, does Wolves. Up above 500 range. The 1-2 lets it be, comes to rest on the top of the zone. That was a great read by Wolves, 2-2 count. Officially a batting average of .535 for Wolves on the season. Very impressive. A 2-2 count faces her now. She lofts it up into the net, back to the right foul. So protecting the plate in this sequence is Wolves. Tuscarora, they're 13-2 at home this season. Meanwhile, the Warriors 7-5 when it comes to playing on the road. Tuscarora also ranked 13th in the state. As Wolves takes a breaking ball off the plate and the count is full.
And Wolves, very important to this Tuscarora lineup. Their leadoff hitter having the second most extra base hits, second only to Mary Hackman, who will come up just after her.
Big pitch coming up for Lillian Ray. She delivers as Wolves lofts one, and this time, no doubter on the pop out. It's gloved by the shortstop, Madison Harris. And 2 outs down, with Olivia Bruns still parked at second.
Now up for the Huskies.
And the Tuscarora Huskies already, Aiden, have a collection of 5 flyouts through 10 batters. If you're the Tuscarora Huskies, you got to figure out a way to get the ball down and in play and make this defense work for it.
Hackman on now, wave and a miss on the first pitch she sees. It's 0 for 1 on the day. Hackman gonna swing on that one, lofted into left field, into foul territory. Diving catch is made by Anna Burst in foul territory.
And that's just a great play there, Aiden. You couldn't see that one, but 2 inches to the left and that ball would have found the turf, Aiden. You could see with the outstretched right arm in left field by Bors, barely got a piece of it and was able to make the grab. Great play, and that's exactly what you need. If you're the Sherando Warriors, need to make those defensive plays to keep the Tuscarora Huskies from rounding these bases.
No hits, 1 error, no runs, 1 runner left stranded for the Huskies as we head to the 4th. 3 full innings gone and all scoreless here. Welcome you in for the top of the fourth. Abby Vadnaeus, as she led off the first, will have the opportunity here to lead off the fourth. 0 for 1 on the day is Vadnaeus. Went down swinging to Mullen in her first plate appearance. Mullen wheels, fires, trying to run through it. Swung and missed on the riser, did Vadnaeus. Every warrior in the order has been surrendered so far. Harris did get on base in the first as she's on deck. Off the plate, down and away. 1-1 count, but of course was caught stealing halfway around second. Tuscarora, they're the third overall team in the Class 4. Meanwhile, the Warriors are ranked 21st in Class 4. Another pitch that's off the plate. 2-1 count for Vadnaeus. Trying to give the Warriors their first base runner since the first inning. Infield playing up here, almost no one at second base. Another one that she runs through on a rising swing and a miss. Counts 2-2 for number 2. Now, fellas, I was just perusing ESPN before we got started. Put me in a very sporty mood as the hockey finals have been decided. And the third strike comes in the same way it did 2 times before, trying to run through it. A rising ball swung on and missed. Strikeout number 5 for Mullen on the evening.
Back to what you were saying, Aiden.
Yeah, I was just talking about how hockey seems like it's been decided. You've got the Black Knights and the Florida Panthers. Meanwhile, in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Check swing doesn't come, but it doesn't matter. Ball still finds the zone. Strike 1 for Madison Harris. Still the only Warrior that's gotten aboard today. A single in the first, but was later tagged out at second as part of a double play. Swung and missed as that one flies in and out of the glove of the catcher Mackenzie Freeze, but nevertheless still strike 2. And something else I noticed. NFL only 100 days away from starting that first game on September 7th, the Chiefs and the Lions.
Jets, chest, Aiden. It's our year. What? Did I just jinx it?
0-2 count. Riser is out of the zone. Ball 1.
Yeah, as you're saying, as sports start to wind down here at the end of the spring, but NFL season definitely something to look forward to, and more importantly, college football for the two of us.
1-2 count. That one. A breaking ball that's well off the plate. Madison Harris just trying to protect it now as she started in an 0-2 hole, now finds herself even at 2-2.
And something interesting coming from the Warriors is that they have only played 4 out-of-conference games this year, which is very low for any team in this Virginia area, and only went 1-3 in those out-of-conference games. So taking them out of their comfort zone is something vital that the Tuscarora Huskies are going to have to do.
As Harris has battled back to make it a full count, and just before Mullen can deliver the payoff pitch, Harris calls time. It's an interesting battle here. It was an 0-2 hole, but 3 straight balls since from Mullen. Payoff pitch up and coming. 3-2 is cracked on, lofted into right on the run, and dies in foul territory. Stell and Hackman both trying to make a play on the ball. But Harris will live to swing another day in what will be an up-and-coming 7-pitch scenario.
And you'd like to see some better communication between your right fielder and your second baseman coming across the diamond, and it looked like Stell had a play on the ball, but Wolves just got in the way of it.
As that one's cracked on again, and this time right up against the Tuscarora dugout, right near the fence, fouled in the right field yet again. Pitch 8 up and coming of the at-bat.
So far, it's been a successful day for the Tuscarora Huskies, Aiden. You could see on the other side of campus, just out past right center field, the scoreboard for the Fortune Field reads 7-0 in favor of the home team. The Tuscarora Lady Husky soccer team is taking on, I want to say, James Wood. Do not quote me on that. Might be Millbrook, one of these Northwestern schools. But the boys will go on and play Sherando after that game is over at Fortune Field.
As a third straight payoff pitch is fouled off to the right yet again. pitch number 9 of the at-bat now. Mullen kicks, delivers. That one gulfed up the middle on a hop, gloved by Shivert in center. And Madison Harris wins that 9-pitch battle with a 1-out single. Only the second time a Warrior has gotten aboard in this one.
And Madison Harris 2 for 2 now on the day, Aiden, with 2 singles. Has been the one spark plug for this Sherando team early in this game. But if the Sherando Warriors are going to get something done here, they got to stop relying on just Harris and start to build off of her.
As Kayla Grum takes her first offering for strike 1.
And I can confirm, Ronan, that the Lady Huskies over on the soccer field are playing John Hanley currently.
John Hanley, there it is.
0-1 count for Grum. Mullen kicks, fires, waved on that one, but it gets away from Freeze, and in standing up at second is Madison Harris. So she advances on the wild pitch. Meanwhile, Kayla Grum finds herself in an 0-2 hole. And that will spur a meeting of the Tuscarora defense. And not the biggest spot we could likely see in this game, but still fairly sized one early on as top of the inning comes to an end and we're already halfway through the game. And in a game like this where offense has been few and far between, only a single run could easily make the difference.
Exactly, and that's something that you notice a lot is these teams in softball in their respective districts normally have a very high record, a lot of run rules. Both of these teams have a couple of run rules throughout the year, and then they face each other, and those defenses start to lock up.
As here comes a throw down to third, the tag's not in time. So Madison Harris steals her way into third, while Grum still goes down swinging. And how about the base running IQ and the speed from Harris? She's now only a stone's throw from bringing across the first run, but 2 outs down for the Warriors as back to the dish comes Santana Puller.
And you just love to see that from Madison Harris. She was the runner, as we said earlier, caught out on second base, and just to have that confidence to still be able to run around the bases and show that she could get all the way across into scoring position now on her own free will is something you love to see from one of your better players.
Puller 0 for 1 on the day. She's down on the count 0 for 1. A huge cut there, and it's 0-2.
And back to what you were saying about the run count, Ronan, we did see this in the last season where your Huskies went against Orange County to solidify the state's run, only won 2-1. Then the state semis 2-0, and then lost in the finals 1-0. So what you're saying is playing testament right now.
What makes a great high school softball team is an elite level pitcher, and when you're not used to seeing elite level pitchers until late in the playoffs, it gets difficult to get your bats up to snuff.
As the 1-2 waved on and missed, Mullen, a big strikeout, number 7, leaves Harris planted at third. That's the 7th pitch, 7th strikeout on the day for Mullen. No errors, no runs scored, only 1 hit, and the runner left stranded for the Warriors as Mullen, with strikeout number 7 on the day, still scoreless. After 3.5 here, we move to the middle of the 4th. We're halfway home in this one. Back to work in the bottom of the fourth as Lillian Shivert back to work for the Huskies. Takes the first pitch high for ball number 1. And very much worth mentioning that latest strikeout that brought about the end of the fourth inning by Lindsey Mullen. That's now 600 for her high school career.
Yeah, and in only 3 years, Aiden obviously lost her freshman season due to COVID. That 2020 season was canceled, obviously, by the Virginia High School League. So just to get to reach that milestone, and more importantly, to reach that milestone in just 3 seasons, and you still got a couple games left, hopefully, for the Tuscarora Huskies.
As Shivert on the 2-0, they're going to call it foul. That's what I thought.
And to do a little bit more comparing than we already have, reminds me of when this basketball season, neither of you were here, but Jaden Johnson, the junior, did hit 1,000 points in only 3 years of being a varsity player, which means he still has 1 whole year of eligibility to get even more of that, and that just reminds me of Lindsey currently.
The Tuscarora Huskies, a very athletic-minded school, Aiden. We've seen it both through our high school careers as a lot of state championship runs and bursts for all sports across the board, both in the fall, winter, and the spring.
As a 3-1 is cut on, right up at the doorstep foul, and careens off the fence.
And think of it, we right now have softball, baseball, girls soccer, and boys soccer, all in regionals currently, which is something that I don't think any other school in a pretty good radius has done.
Yeah.
Full count now for Shivert. Payoff pitch up and coming for Lillian Ray. She already has 2 strikeouts to her name on the day. Shivert punishes this one to deep left field, but drifts foul.
Lillian Shivert, you could see she knew it just off the bat that was going to be just pulled past the third base line, but you got to love to see that from the Tuscarora Huskies. Not a lot of well-hit balls throughout this game, so I'd love to see the Tuscarora Huskies start to time up on these pitches. 7th
pitch of the at-bat. That one poked on a chopper towards Ray, who just overhands it to Puller, and out number 1 of the inning on a 1-3 ground out. 1 out down as Audrey Stale comes back to the dish. She's 0 for 1 today. Popped one out right towards Ray to bring about the end of the first.
And still waiting for these Tuscarora Huskies to start to heat up, Aiden. It was the bottom of the 4th inning against the Vikings that saw that first run come across for the Tuscarora Huskies, so we will get to see if history repeats itself.
As a sinking pitch goes down and away from Audrey Stell. Finds herself ahead 1-0. Ray going quickly. Stell pokes that one, and it's down in left field fair. Rounds first. She's bound for second. The throw will not get there in time. A stand-up 1-out double, courtesy of Audrey Stell.
And you got to love that for the Tuscarora Huskies, bringing up one of your better batters in Lindsey Mullen up next with a runner in scoring position. The Tuscarora Huskies left Lily Wool stranded in scoring position in the bottom of the 3rd inning, so you'd love, if you're Bridget Kemp, to start get things rolling. Let's get a runner across here, Aiden.
First official hit for the Huskies today, as Mullen, a riser that is well up out of the zone, 1-0, and the Warriors are well aware of Tuscarora's ability to commit grand theft, so I think Stell maybe a little more conservative with the leadoff here. 1-0 is decimated into left center. It is gone. Lindsey Mullen puts the Huskies on the board. See you later. It's 2-0 Tuscarora.
And that's exactly what the Tuscarora Huskies needed, Aiden, is that spark plug. This time off the bat of Lindsey Mullen, tearing it up on both sides of the ball today for the Tuscarora Huskies. And now just 3 home runs away from a school record.
No doubter for Mullen for home run number 8 on the season. And partner, you called it. The 4th inning was where Tuscarora started to get their money's worth against Valley, and now they're up 2-0, with still only 1 out down, so still some potential here.
And just to put it into perspective a little bit, in top of the 4th inning, getting your 600th strikeout, coming up to bat in the bottom of the 4th, and putting one well over the fence in left center field here at Tuscarora High School. It's got to be a good feeling for Lindsey Mullen.
Grace Petruzzi, a tough act to follow as Petruzzi comes to the dish 0 of 1 today. lays down a bunt. That one's going to be foul all the way. Can she beat out the throw? She cannot.
And you see that a lot from this second half of the Tuscarora batting order, Aiden, is that ability to bunt to get on base. We saw Stell put one down earlier, as well as Petruzzi. A lot of speed in this second half of the order, Aiden.
As Kendra Shunta came up to field that bunt, played it perfectly, and delivered just in time to pull her at first. Hannah Schmidl on now with 2 outs down. Swings at the first one she sees, tipped off the end of the bat, and counts 0-1. Oh, 1 count for Hannah Schmidl. There's a wind up the pitch. Down the hatch, strike 2. The drop ball pays off there for Ray. Had a little bit of curve on it as well. 0-2 count for Schmidl. Ray trying to get out of this inning. As Schmidl stayed true, nearly reached on that one. Thinks better of it. Counts 1-2.
Great eye there. And we've seen a lot from Ray. A lot of off speed, moving away from these right-handed batters off her right hand. You can see it just tucked all the way up in her hand on the release, giving a lot of spin. It's making it difficult for these Tuscarora batters.
As that one pulled foul by Schmidl right at the very opposite end of the bat, right near the hands on that one. Counts still 1-2. Ray kicks, fires. Schmidl puts that one over the press box. It will stay a 1-2 count for Schmidl. As a Lindsey Mullen home run has made this a new ball game, 2-0 Tuscarora. Ray kicks, fires well off the plate, counts 2-2. Schmidl getting her money's worth in this at-bat.
And this is what the Tuscarora Huskies have been meeting, Aiden, is these hard-fought at-bats that makes this Tuscarora batting order so potent.
Breaking ball that's up and away, and Schmidl has worked a full count here. Payoff pitch up and coming for Ray. She delivers. Schmidl pokes that one and gloved right in front of second base by Madison Harris. So that is how the 4th inning will come to an end, but not before 2 lethal hits by the Huskies get the job done. A double by Audrey Stell, and then a no-doubter put over the left center fence by Lindsey Mullen. 2 hits, 2 runs scored, no errors. It's 2-0 Tuscarora after a full 4. Back to it for the top of the 5th. Lillian Ray will lead off an inning for the first time today. Is 0 for 1 this evening. Fouls that one off up into the right end of the net for strike 1. Lillian Ray went down on a strikeout her last at bat as Lindsey Mullen looking to make this keep this a 2-0 affair, as trying to lay down the bunt was Ray, but it skitters off to the left. 0-2 count. And how do you imagine that for a player partner? Is you're still probably coming in high off that big home run, as Ray taps that one off up into the right foul. But now you got to, and this has never really been a problem of Mullen, is locking back in and getting back in the circle.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to come in and you just got to be surgical, Aiden. You have to know what's in front of you and know there's still a job to be done here. And Mullen, as you said, has had no problems with that over the course of her career.
As a screwball pitch that's put in play and comes to rest in front of Lily Wools, so it's a leadoff single for Lillian Ray. Only the third hit of the day for the Warriors. And they have a base runner on.
And so much spin off the end of the bat there, Aiden, made it difficult for Wools to judge it. Thought she could maybe get it off the hop. Knew she wasn't going to get it out of the air. Tried to put it across, but obviously not in time. Kind of just died out there in front of her.
As it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner now for the Warriors. It's going to be number 24, Megan Walker, the sophomore, coming in to pinch run for Lillian Ray. Jada Long back to work for the Warriors, also 0 for 1 today. Mullen delivers. Here comes a throw down to second, and it's on target. Caught in the act of theft, gunned down at second is Megan Walker, and there's the first out of the inning.
And an excellent throw there by Mackenzie Fries, and a great heads-up play there from Lillian Shiver coming in off the shift out of center field. And it's just so ironic, Aiden, is a person who steals the base as much as Lillian Shiver does is able to catch a Sherando Warrior stealing at second.
As that one's going to be fielded at third. Long throw to first, no doubt about it. 2 quick outs, another 5-3 ground out courtesy of Bruns and Hackman, and it's 2 outs down. And second time with Megan Walker pinch running for Lillian Ray, that caught stealing. Only once has a base runner for the Warriors actually stayed in the game, so to speak, as Matt Harris got in early. She also got caught stealing.
I love the small ball setup, Aiden, but when you're playing an infield like the Tuscarora Huskies, you got an elite talent across all 6 positions. You just got to think, Aiden, maybe let's try to change up the game plan, especially when we know it's not working all the way in the 5th inning.
First pitch served up by Mullen against Burst is 0-1, as that one's going to be tapped off. Looks like it may have tagged the umpire on the ricochet. It's going to be called strike 1, and it's a 1-1 count, and chance to put away the top of the 5th. It will spur a meeting of the infield.
And one thing interesting is last game, we thought that game went by fast, all 3 of us. But today, we're already almost in the bottom of the 5th inning, barely an hour in to playing time. And I feel like the only reason why it's been feeling just such a slow game is due to it being 2 hard-no defenses, and preventing it giving that fast-paced sort of feel.
There's a 1-1 count for the left-handed Borst. Comes back to the box, faces the 1-1, 2 outs down. Golfs that one, fielded by the shortstop, Petruzzi. Instead, it got past Bruns, but Petruzzi right there for backup. And all 3 retired that inning for the Warriors. 1 run, no error. 1 hit, no errors, no runs, and it's still 2-0 Tuscarora as we head to the middle of the 5th. Coming out of the stretch, I'm inclined that we're about to start the bottom of the 5th inning here. Olivia Bruns led off to start the 3rd. She'll lead off here to start the 5th. Reached on an E3 her last at bat.
And the Tuscarora Huskies now, Aiden, in a position to win this game if you get all the way up to those 10 runs. Unlikely at the way that the Sherando Warriors have been playing defense. But this is a great spot to be in for the Tuscarora Huskies. Bruns coming off, getting on base. You got Bruns, Fries, and then the top, Freeze, excuse me, and then the top of that Tuscarora order getting their 3rd time around.
As that one's going to be golfed, and that one's down and shallow left. A leadoff single by Olivia Bruns.
And that's a big hit for the Tuscarora Huskies. Takes a little bit of pressure here off Mackenzie Fries, the catcher. And you just got to think, in that 3rd time around, we've seen great contact from both Shivert, Wolves, and Hackman, as well as Mullen and Stell. So you got to think that top 5, seeing this pitcher for the 3rd time around, is going to be a good sign for the Tuscarora Huskies.
Freezer last time up takes that first pitch as Grum, again, knowing the ability of the Huskies, immediately stares down first, where Olivia Bruns now sits. And last time up, Freeze grounded out on a bunt to push Bruns into scoring position as takes pitch number 2. It pinpoints part of the zone for strike 1.
Losing all my papers here, Aiden. Win not doing us any favors.
I mean, it's nice for temperature purposes, but not for keeping all our material in one place. Is that one a roller to second? Play to second is in time, but no throw comes to first. It was gloved by the shortstop Harris for the tag out at second, but Allison Williams didn't pull the trigger on the throw to first. So fielder's choice. Freeze now occupies Bruns' spot at first base. Bruns is tagged out.
You can see here on first, Aiden, you can't see it in your blind spot, but Abby Rumbaugh has gone into pinch run for number 1, Mackenzie Fries.
Future Western Illinois Leatherneck, it's Lily Wolves.
So you heard over the PA system, undoubtedly. Lily Wolves, back to the top of the order we go. Was 0 for 1 today as she gets good contact, but it's going to be foul and gloved on the run by the left fielder, Anna Borst. So 2 outs down as Freeze, pardon me, not Freeze, but her pinch runner, Abby Rumbaugh, now sits at first. As Mary Hackman to the dish now to try and keep the inning alive.
Now up for the Huskies, junior Mary Hackman.
Hackman 0 for 2 on the day. Popped out on the infield to short in the first. As she gets a hold of this one, deep into right center. Dies right at the fence. Runners waved around third. Throw to second, not in time. And the runner will score. Rumbaugh all the way from first. An RBI double from Mary Hackman.
And just a moment of trepidation there, Aiden, as that one flew into the night sky. Mary Hackman, we all thought that was gone. I don't know about you, Aiden, but landed just at the base of the wall. Obviously, still getting the job done, scoring the run, but you got to want that little extra foot for Mary Hackman to send that one over the plate.
New score reads 3-0 Tuscarora as Lily Shivert back to the dish, the center fielder. Hackman now sits at second, and Shivert, she makes good contact into left center, but bursts there to keep it at 3-0. Shivert just a few yards away from putting that one over the fence, but nevertheless, Tuscarora, they tack on one more run in the bottom of the 5th. 2 hits, 1 run scored, no errors, and 1 runner left stranded. Full 5 have come and gone. 3-0 Tuscarora. Has some movement on the Tuscarora defense as we get set for the top of the sixth. Madeline Cox to lead off the top of the sixth. 0 for 1 on the day, struck out in the third. New face in the circle. Well, new at the position during this game. Lily Wool's now on to finish this one off as her first pitch really got away from her. Well off the plate, 1-0 count. Briley Bass moves into Wool's previously occupied position at second base, number 11. 5 complete innings of work for Lindsey Mullen. The windup, the pitch, check swing, doesn't come, but it doesn't matter. In the bucket, strike one, a 1-1 count.
And the perfect way to describe this Tuscarora as a whole is the softball program as a microwave team. It just, when you put something in the microwave, it doesn't get hot that fast until it hits a certain point. Then it gets really hot, and that's what this Tuscarora team reminds me of.
As a riser off the top of the zone. The only problem, Sean, that I have with that is if I'm microwaving something, that means I either don't have the time or I'm too lazy. I am starving for something. But now that it's too hot, now I either gotta wait for it to cool down or I gotta set my mouth asunder.
Well, being too hot in sports is never a bad thing, so
microwave maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
2-1 count for Madeline Cox. Wolves kicks, fires, breaking ball well off the plate. Ahead in the count, a hitter's count for Cox, 3-1. As Mullen's day comes to an end. 5 full innings of work, no runs, no balls, only 3 hits. Fine day at the office to put the Huskies in a desirable position here down the stretch. 3-1, cut on and missed. So Cox got the green light on the 3-1 hitter's count, and Wolves delivers to bring on the payoff pitch scenario.
And Aiden, Lily Wool's definitely not a huge drop-off from Lindsey Mullen here. Through 37 innings of work, .75 is her ERA. She's 3-0 on the year with 4 saves. So she's come in relief of Lindsey Mullen and done an excellent job on more than one occasion.
And she shows why right there, waving a miss. A strong reach by Cox for Wool's first strikeout of the evening. And 1 out down as on steps Kendra Shunta. Only plate appearance of the day, grounded out towards third. Wolves kicks, fires. A little awkward on the release, doesn't matter, finds the zone for strike one. Looks like Wolves may have made contact with herself and during her pitching motion, but it didn't matter. 0-1 trying to lay down the bunt, but goes through it, and they're going to call that strike 2.
Well, and you just got to think Lily Wool's was just 2 batters ago for the Tuscarora Huskies, so not a lot of time to warm up that right arm before coming into this one.
0-2 count for Shunta with 1 out down in a 3-0 hole in the top of the 6th. As that one eats the dirt, counts 1-2. So you're just notified moments ago. We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. The winner of this one will either face Loudoun Valley or James Wood in the 4C region final. They got a barn burner on their hands over there. 7-all in the top of the 5th.
I have so many questions on how that gets to 7-7.
As that one tapped and fouled off, will stay a 1-2 count.
Both of those teams are prone to giving up runs, yet not necessarily scoring, not used to scoring that amount. In their respective conferences, so interesting to see what's going on there. I could imagine some scenes.
Well, keep in mind, Loudoun Valley, despite the 9-0 loss to the Huskies, that damage mostly came in the back half of the game. So that one got away from Wolves. Counts now 2-2 for Shunta. Came in and pitched the final inning of that win over the Vikings. As Shunta will call time. Only 3 have gotten on base for the Warriors today. Harris has gotten on with a pair of singles, and Lillian Ray got on with 1 in the 5th. But aside from that, it's been few and far between. And I believe called that strike 3, I believe. Oh, no, he's going to say that's ball 3. It's a full count still. It seemed like everyone, including the Warriors, thought that was a strike 3.
I mean, we're having to reset the scoreboard up here as well as on the field. I thought that was strike 3. Shunta sold it a little bit, but
Wolves, swing and a miss, doesn't matter. Throw comes to first for good measure, but the strikeout comes one way or another.
you know what I'm going to say, Aiden?
What?
Ball don't lie. Ball does not lie.
Already 2 strikeouts for Wolves as the top of the order. Coming to the plate, Abby Vedneus. 0 for 2 today, struck out both times. Once in the first and then again in the fourth. Wolves gets the message from Freeze, trying to run through that one. Again was Vadneus, called strike 1. 0-1 count with 2 outs down. And the window slowly beginning to close on the Warriors in this one. A winner-go-home situation. Trying to go through again, swing and miss again, counts 0-2. 0-2 count for Vedneus with 2 outs. Wolves looking to retire the side herself in her first inning of work here in the 6th. Wolves going to wind up and fire, swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. Lily Wolves says, fine, I'll do it myself in the top of the 6th. No hits, no errors, no runs scored. All 3 down to the strikeout. It's 3-0 Tuscarora as we move to the middle of the 6th.
Leading up for the Huskies.
Tuscarora in search of some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. Audrey Stell, the right fielder, to lead off. She doubled back in the 4th and was scored on that Lindsey Mullen home run. 1 for 2 on the day is Stell. As continuing her long day at the office is Lillian Ray. Dials up a strike 1.
And it looks like Aiden Lindsey Mullen has come out of the batting order after that home run. And it looks in her place will be the second baseman, Bradley Bass.
As that one cracked on by Stell and gloved in foul territory. A lot of them have drifted off that way. Making the play, yes, it was Audrey Shunta, the third baseman, made the play on that one.
And definitely some of that has to do with that wind, Aiden, that's blowing the papers off the table for us, coming from that right field pole down inside towards the plate, making it difficult for these batters to get it up in the air.
So as you said, Lindsey Mullen out, done for the day, out of the lineup as Briley Bass comes to the dish now. A low pitch, doesn't get any higher, 1-0 count for Bass. That one tapped off the end of the bat. Swinging was Bass. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, the board reads. Ray to give the Warriors a fighting chance in the top of the 7th. The windup pitch, wave and a miss, strike 2. Ray hasn't dialed up many fastballs today, but most of the time when she has, it's paid off. Likely why she doesn't go to it very often. It's been a lot of movement as that one swung on and poked into left center. Bass rounding first. She wants the 2. Throw will be cut off. A stand-up, 1-out double for Briley Bass.
And she saw the, excuse me, Aiden, she saw the pitch that she wanted and took that one into the opposite field. You just got to love to see that.
Grace Petruzzi, the shortstop,
Now up for the Huskies,
0 for 2 today.
sophomore Grace Petruzzi.
I believe that's only the 4th hit given up by Ray on the day as Petruzzi greets it swinging, tipped off the tip of the bat, foul, strike 1.
And that's the reason why this game has been so close. Just both pitchers have been playing outstanding, and including Lily Wools now. But also, with Sherando, the Warriors pitcher, being only a freshman, it's going to be scary if she's putting up this type of performance against such a good team like Tuscarora.
Sliding pitch by Ray called strike 2, and 0-2 count for Petruzzi. So that double by Bass was only the 5th hit surrendered by Ray on the evening.
And you just got to think, Aiden, through almost 6 innings of work now, 5 hits is not that bad for the Tuscarora Huskies. You got to be able to take care of business if you're that Sherando offense.
As again, it has been a game of defense today. Another one that's tipped off the end of the bat, a rising pitch fouled off by Petruzzi. These teams, despite their knack for scoring, the defenses have kept this one interesting. Tuscarora usually their average 8.9 runs per game. That one just on top of the zone. It's a 2-2 count now for Petruzzi. Sherando, 10.4 runs per game through 23 games this season. Certainly not what they're used to. And again, both complete teams at that as Petruzzi flies one up, gloved by Harris. And not many strikeouts for Ray today, only 2, but she's done what she's needed to do, force a lot of weak contact.
Exactly, and that's something that's so uncharacteristic for the Tuscarora Huskies. I mean, top to bottom, you see fly out, ground out all along this scorebook, Aiden. You just got to think for Ray, it's not an awful outing. And at the end of the day, you're going to be coming back here and returning. And she's definitely put the region, and more specifically her own district, on notice.
Schmidl takes that pitch on a frozen rope inside for strike 1, watches that one go into the glove for ball 1, a 1-1 count for Hannah Schmidl. 0 for 2 today, lofted one to third in the second, and then one towards short in the 4th. It's that one down and away. For ball number 2, a 2-1 count on for Schmidl with 2 outs down.
And a little bit of update, Aiden. The James Wood, has come up on the Loudoun Valley Vikings 10-7. So a lot of scoring in that one over in Winchester.
As Schmidl punishes that one, dives at the base of the fence in left field. Bass will score, and Schmidl holds up at second. An RBI double from Hannah Schmidl extends the Tuscarora lead 4-0.
And that's the second one, Aiden, from the Tuscarora Huskies. We saw just in the bottom of the 5th inning, Mary Hackman put one off the wall. Now Hannah Schmidl. The Tuscarora Huskies have been all over the fence and over it in this contest.
Everyone kind of froze. Schmidl got good contact on the ball. Everyone waiting to see what side of the fence it was going to land on. Died just short. So it's a 4-0 Tuscarora lead as that ball is swung on by Olivia Bruns. Grazes the bat and into the backstop. Counts 0-1. Schmidl now standing up at second.
And Schmidl, not your favorite to score a home run when you walk into the game. So you could just tell that Tuscarora dugout got that little extra excited when Schmidl made contact with that one, Aiden.
Ray's gone to that sliding pitch a couple times today, and a reminder, you see both Harris and Williams, the shortstop and second baseman respectively, constantly cheating back towards second. Should Schmidl decide to make a run for it, or Grum sees the opportunity for the throw down to second. 2-1 count for Bruns. Ray winds up, fires a riser that's swung on and lofted into the fence will bring about strike 2.
And Hannah Schmidl, a left fielder for the Tuscarora Huskies, Aiden, certainly possesses the speed to steal a couple of bases here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-0 Tuscarora lead in the bottom of the 6th as this one's going to be knocked towards right field, and it's down. And in from second, standing up, Schmidl scores. An RBI single from Olivia Bruns. The Huskies on the verge of breaking this one open. It's 5-0.
And a throw not even made coming out of right field, Aiden. That was Maddie Cox, who was able to field that one off the one hop still. Hannah Schmidl showing off the blazing speed, able to make it all the way from second before the throw even came.
Second single of the day for Bruns as she occupies first base now. 5-0 Tuscarora. And this has spurred a meeting in the circle between head coach Mark Connor and his pitcher, Lillian Ray. Gives her a tap on the head with his score sheet, and it looks like she will remain in. So just a little pep talk as Mackenzie Freeze to the dish now. And what's really got to hurt for the Warriors is these runs have come with 2 outs on the board.
Exactly, Aiden. And still, though, at the end of the day, 5 runs through 6 innings isn't the prettiest scoreboard if you're a Sherando Warrior. But if you're Lillian Ray, you got to hold your head high. And this Sherando offense at the top of the 7th inning, against all odds, need to get something going here to save this season.
That one goes right down Main Street for Ray. Counts 0-1 for Mackenzie Freeze. Oh, 1 count. And that one's going to be swung on into left center. That one will not get down. Anna Borst says, I've had enough of this. And that will do it for the bottom of the 6th. 3 hits, 2 runs, no errors, 1 left stranded for the Huskies. And now for the Warriors, it all comes down to the top of the 7th. 2, 3, and 4 due up for them when we come back. 5-0 Tuscarora after a full 6. As we get set, 3 outs separate the Tuscarora Huskies from advancing to the Region 4C final. They were looking for insurance in the bottom of the 6th, and they certainly got it, tacked on 2 more runs to give them this 5-0 advantage. But frankly, the Sherando Warriors, no better option to lead off a do-or-die situation than Madison Harris, who's 2 for 2 on the day.
And Harris has been a problem for the Tuscarora Huskies, both stealing bases and putting the ball in play.
See how she does against a potentially relatively fresh arm in Lily Wools as that first pitch she dials up a breaking ball off the plate away from Harris. Counts 1-0.
And one thing to mention, Aiden, if the Tuscarora Huskies do come away with a victory this evening, it will be Coach Bridget Kemp's 100th victory as a Tuscarora Husky head coach.
Wolves the 1-0 delivery. First one was outside. This one a touch 2 inside. Counts 2-0 early for Madison Harris. And once again, do or die for the Warriors. Win or go home. Their season on the line here in the top of the 7th. Wolves kicks, fires. That one off the plate, and the hitter's count of hitters counts 3-0 for Madison Harris. Have to imagine she'll likely take the walk here, put a base runner on for the Warriors, as few and far between those situations have been this evening. Wolves fires down the hatch, strike one. Wolves trying to see if she can battle back here. Harris singled in the first, but was later caught stealing around second. Singled in the fourth, made it all the way to third, but was left stranded as that one's tagged foul, strike two, and Wolves has battled to make it a full count.
And definitely your toughest at-bat through the Sherando order. If you're Lily Wolves, definitely would like to get her out and take a little bit of the pressure off her.
And you just, Tuscarora and Sherando, you look at it, they both have the identity of complete teams. Great pitching and great offense. Swing and a miss by Harris. Wolves battles back and wins it. A payoff pitch, and that's her fourth strikeout of the evening in just over an inning of work.
And Lily Wolves wheeling from the pitching circle in relief of Lindsey Mullen, and we saw this 4 saves from her already. This would be number 5 if she's able to come away with it.
As that one, I don't know if that was meant to be tagged short or not, but Wolves comes up, fields it, delivers to first. 1 out away are the Huskies.
And Wolves is such a Swiss Army knife type of player. You can put her virtually anywhere on the field, and she will play above average compared to the people around her.
It's been 10 straight Warriors retired for the Huskies defense. And now it all rides on Santana Puller, who's 0 for 2 on the day, both strikeouts. Wolves kicks, delivers, hard, hack and a miss. Strike one.
And you can just tell, Aiden, even being there from last year versus somebody who hasn't been around this program all year, obviously being at school, you could just tell that Lily Wolves has really upped her velocity from the pitching circle.
0-1, cut and a miss. They're going to say she went halfway round. 0-2, 1 pitch away are the Huskies from advancing to the Region 4C final, where they will face the winner of Loudoun Valley or James Wood, but James Wood having the better of the Vikings right now. Wolves gonna wind up and fire. Swing, miss. That is your ball game. The side is retired with Lily Wolves' 5th strikeout of her evening, and the Huskies are dancing on to the region final.
And the Tuscarora Huskies did what they do best, Aiden, and that's take care of business on home turf. As we said, having lost an in-region game at home since 2019. That was all the way in what would have been my freshman year, your junior year. Dang, we are old, Aiden. But nonetheless, the Tuscarora Huskies moving on to their 3rd regional championship in a row. And with that victory, the Tuscarora Huskies will also celebrate Coach Bridget Kemp, who celebrates her 100th program win. She's really taken the program by reins and produced a lot of successful seasons here at Tuscarora High School.
As the Warriors, their season comes to an end at 15-9. Still a productive season for them, I'd say. Madison Harris, the only one who really got anything going on offense for the Warriors, 2 of 3, both singles, but they could not bring one across. And we were just talking about this in the Vikings game. I believe this is now the 8th or 9th shutout that Tuscarora has pitched this season.
Exactly, and the Tuscarora Huskies have been putting their foot on the gas, and I keep going back to this old adage from last year. Last year was seen as Tuscarora's the year. Obviously graduated out 3 Division I prospects, but they're still right here, Aiden, in this district, in this region, and in this state. The Tuscarora Huskies making a name for themselves as the playoffs are coming to a abrupt close here at the beginning of June. So for everyone wearing black and blue in this ballpark today, you got to be happy with that result.
Lillian Ray gave the Warriors all she could muster in this one, pitched all 6 innings, only 2 strikeouts, but again, managed to force a lot of soft contact early on, but all 5 runs earned. Meanwhile, let's talk about Lindsey Mullen. Definitely gave the Huskies a good day at the office. 5 full innings, 7 strikeouts, only allowed, I believe it was 3 hits, no walks, no hit by pitch, and of course, a